live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. We begin with late-breaking news. A traffic stop has gone deadly wrong for a driver.
San Antonio police say they shot and killed that man who was armed with a gun. Katrina Weber is live where it all happened a few hours ago on East South Cross near Mission Road, and we can see police have wrapped up the scene there, but this investigation isn't over, Katrina.
That's right. We apparently can't get to Katrina right now. Our producers tell us we need to go to Mike. Good morning.
Good morning. It is cold out there again this morning. It is not frigid like we've had the past couple of mornings. Obviously, you want to grab a coat. We're at 35 degrees. And notice that bottom number, dew points at 25, which has come up considerably compared to yesterday. So in places where temperatures are right around freezing, may see some frost on the windows and everything. And then look at that. Now, that's not a misprint. 70 for a high temperature today. You can actually take your jacket off this afternoon when you're outside. It's not going to last long, though. The aquifer dropped down 0.5 of a foot in yesterday's reading. And mountain cedar is moderate. Mold is on the low side. We do still have some freezing temperatures around the area. Obviously, nowhere near as cold as the past few mornings. It's freezing right now in Castroville, right there at Stinson, Rio Medina. The cold spot on the map is Hondo at 25. And we do have somewhat of a wind chill to deal with in places. So it does feel like 18 at Hondo with that breeze out there. It feels like 28 in Los Maples. And as I mentioned, the humidity has come up. So remember the past couple of days, even yesterday, we had those dew points were down in single digits. You could just feel how dry it was. Still very dry, but relative to the temperature, more moisture. And this is why with that extra moisture, you might see a little bit of frost around here. Yeah, gorgeous day today. Cold start, sunny, warm, like I said, 70. It's not going to last long. Got another front moving through in the overnight hours. So we're not going to, well, we'll be close to freezing here in town. Some folks will hit freezing, but it's not going to be frigid tomorrow morning. But then we only stay in the 40s and windy, plenty of sunshine. Then another very hard freeze Saturday morning. Going to be down in the mid-20s here in town. Stay in the 40s throughout the day. Gorgeous day on Saturday. Clouds move in here. And then we are going to have some showers later in the day on Sunday. After the cold air gets on out of here, we're not going to worry about anything freezing around here, but a few showers Sunday. That then really ramps up into Monday. Rain chances pretty good, even a couple of heavier downpours around here. And the nice thing is we've got that rain chance all next week. Not raining constantly, but this is a really, really promising forecast. Temperatures just hanging right around, 60s, upper 50s, right around there. But yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed for next week's forecast. Details in just a couple of minutes. Hitting the roads right now. Traffic Authority, Mr. Marquez. Good morning, sir. What's going on?
Good morning, Mike. Yeah, you definitely walk outside and feel just a difference, even with it still being very cold out there. Yeah, just not bitterly cold. That's good stuff out there. So taking a look here at TransGuide, we're looking at 35 at San Marcos. Traffic moving pretty smooth in that area. See one more here, 37 at Hackberry. We have traffic moving pretty well in both directions there. A couple of things that we have been following throughout the morning. And I'm going to check here with TransGuide because I believe that this has just cleared up within the past 5 minutes or so. So earlier we had a crash being reported eastbound at Medical Drive, and we had a couple of lanes blocked there. There may have been a little bit of oil that was spilled on the road, but I'll check with TransGuide right now and give you a little bit more details coming up throughout the next half hour. So we have a stalled vehicle being reported, I-10 westbound at De Zavala Road, not causing any major delays there in the moment there. So most of our activity taking place on the northwest side along I-10. We are seeing a little bit of slowdowns here in 410 on the south side. I'll check on that as well, but for the most part, everything else is looking pretty good across the city of San Antonio. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Okay, now back to that top story. Late breaking news that a traffic stop has gone deadly wrong for a driver.
San Antonio police tell us that they shot and killed that man who was armed with a gun. We're going to go back to Katrina Weber live where it all happened on East South Cross near Mission Road. And Katrina, we see that the scene has wrapped up, but we understand the investigation is not over.
That's right. The chief actually told us that it's just beginning, that they are not close to knowing exactly what happened. But he did give us a very short story about what happened here. Now, if you look, it's almost like nothing happened here. But earlier today, they did have this entire intersection shut down, as you will see in the video. This goes back to about 2 o'clock this morning. Police Chief William McManus told us that 2 officers were involved in this traffic stop, trying to get a driver to pull over. They say that they tried to get him out of the car, but he put up a struggle, and the police at some point noticed that he had a gun in his hand. That is when one of the officers fired the shots, hitting that suspect in his side. The man was taken to a hospital where he died. And again, the chief said that this is all preliminary information. He says he did not have a chance to look at any body cam video or anything like that. So that will be part of the investigation going forward, just to see or to check on the facts of the story and make sure that that is exactly what happened. But again, he says that all of this is preliminary. Reporting live on the South Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Students at all 98 San Antonio ISD schools will not have class until at least Monday. The district is reporting that most of those schools had heating issues caused by human error and equipment issues. The district says it needs to close every school to do repairs and check the campuses. Superintendent Dr. Jaime Aquino says all the schools were checked on Monday when students were out and everything was working. However, not all of their boilers were properly programmed to run around the clock, and that led to major issues like boiler pipes breaking. Other systems simply didn't work correctly.
The ownership is on me, and I take full responsibility. Too many of our students and staff across SAISD were in unfavorable conditions today, and that will not continue, and it is unacceptable.
Now, some of the family members that we talked to on the scene are happy students and staff won't be in the cold. However, some are also scrambling to find childcare. Lakey ISD also canceled classes for today due to water issues. You can scan that QR code on your screen right now to stay up to date with the latest school closures and delays.
Nearly 2 years after the horrific shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, the U.S. Justice Department is finished with its law enforcement report.
DOJ's critical incident review will be released to the public later today.
That report was privately presented to the families of the 21 victims last night. Our lead Waldman in Uvalde, where the families are preparing for what they hope is a harsh look at what went wrong May 24th, 2022.
The nation's top law enforcement officer in Uvalde Wednesday, just before the Justice Department releases its critical incident review of the shooting at Robb Elementary.
Part of the reason we did this report is to make sure people all over the country know what the right thing to do is and the right way to do it.
And the days after the school shooting, then Mayor Don McLaughlin asked the DOJ to review law enforcement's response to the shooting. Monday night, Uvalde CISD Superintendent Ashley Colas announced the report would be released.
The U.S. Department of Justice notified me today that they will be releasing their critical incident report for May 24th. On this Thursday, January 18th in the afternoon.
While we don't know what the report will include, last April, the DOJ announced it had conducted more than 200 interviews and reviewed nearly 13,000 pieces of evidence. A Texas House Investigative Committee report detailed 376 officers from nearly 24 agencies responded to the shooting at Robb. Berlinda Areola, step-grandmother to Amory Jo Garza, and Brett Cross, Uzziah Garcia's guardian, hope the DOJ's report details who is responsible for the failure to act in the 77 minutes it took to take down the gunman.
I'm hoping that it's different from every of the other reports that have came out and then nothing is happening. I'm hoping that it will light a fire up under the DA to actually get out and do something.
Hi, this is Lee Waldman with KSAT. I was hoping to speak with Miss Mitchell. She's available?
She is not. We stopped by Uvalde County District Attorney Christina Mitchell's office for a comment, but we're told she's in court all day. With the 2-year mark of the tragic shooting at Robb Elementary approaching, there's a mix of emotions with the DOJ's report and what closure it could bring.
If the recommendations are in there for charges to be filed, are they going to be filed? That is the question.
Areola says this report being released is a baby step in their path to healing. Later this afternoon, Garland, members of his staff, and other representatives will be having a press conference to go over the details of that report. KSAT's coverage will continue all throughout the day on air and online. In Uvalde for GMSA, I'm Lee Waldman.
Lee, thank you. In Eagle Pass, Texas authorities have given Border Patrol access to a boat ramp at Shelby Park. However, state authorities are still blocking agents from conducting other operations in the zone. The state took control of the park about a week ago, putting up fencing and gates around that area. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is responding to a cease and desist letter issued by the Biden administration that asked to restore the Border Patrol access. In a letter to the Department of Homeland Security, the Texas Attorney General says in part, quote, rather than addressing Texas's urgent request for protection, President Biden has authorized DHS to send a threatening letter through its lawyers. But Texas has lawyers too, and I will continue to stand up for the state's constitutional powers of self-defense, end quote. You can read Ken Paxton's full letter right now on KSAT.com.
Thousands of migrants are continuing to cross the Rio Grande, even though the water is extremely cold, and making their way here to San Antonio. Many of them say they are not used to this weather and were not prepared, but they say they are grateful for the kindness of strangers who have given them blankets, shoes, coats, and food. Some who are outside the Migrant Resource Center say they were not able to go inside to get warm because they don't have the required paperwork.
There is a major need, gloves, beanies in this cold, and there's a lot of people out here.
Now, according to the City of San Antonio's migrant dashboard, 5,268 migrants have arrived in the Alamo City just since the beginning of the year.
The race for the White House now turning its attention towards New Hampshire with the first in the nation primary just days away. Meanwhile, Trump is trying to fend off surging Nikki Haley, according to recent polling.
ABC's Melissa Adon explains why there are no presidential debates leading up to the primaries.
The first in the nation primary is 5 days away, and candidates are making moves. The race for the GOP ticket is tight in the Granite State amongst voters, according to recent polling. Following a return visit to South Carolina for Nikki Haley to check on her father following his cancer hospitalization, she was back last night campaigning in Rochester.
We finished Iowa. They were good to us. We came out strong. Now we want to finish New Hampshire and come out even stronger.
Former President Donald Trump targeting Haley and her electability during his remarks in Portsmouth.
A vote for Nikki Haley this Tuesday is a vote for Joe Biden and a Democrat Congress this November, because that's what's going to happen.
Haley responding on social media, posting, Trump is confused about his own record. Under Trump's leadership, Republicans lost the House, the Senate, and the White House. While Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who is polling single digits in New Hampshire, spoke in Hampton.
I'm asking for your support on Tuesday. This is going to be a long slog. It's all about accumulating.
The New Hampshire primary is an open primary, meaning independent voters can also vote alongside Republicans and Democrats, giving the country a better look at how the candidates are stacking up. Following Nikki Haley's rally in Rochester, the state's governor, Chris Sununu, telling Nightline anchor Byron Pitts that the Haley campaign always wanted to have a strong second-place finish in the Granite State.
Now, to the fact that she's challenging him to actually win the state, something no one in the media ever thought was possible, that gets everybody really excited.
The candidates are out hosting events leading up to the primary. Later this morning, Nikki Haley expected to meet with New Hampshire's governor and then speak at a town hall. Then come tomorrow, DeSantis hosting several events across the state, plus Trump making remarks in Concord. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
Time now is 5:13 and 36 degrees for now.
Just ahead on GMSA, we're checking Samsung's latest Galaxy smartphone, how new AI features will enhance your experience.
A 10-year-old boy survives a shark attack in the Bahamas. Up next, we're going to hear from a tourist who saw the aftermath of that attack.
Outside with Live Cam on your Thursday morning. Thanks for starting your day with us. It's cold, but not quite as cold as it was earlier this week.
Welcome back. It's 5:16. This morning, we are getting more information about a 10-year-old boy who was attacked by a shark at a resort in the Bahamas. ABC's Victor Oquendo has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details and new questions on the Bahamas shark attack that sent a 10-year-old Maryland boy to the hospital.
Everyone was frantic trying to figure out what was going on.
This morning, we're hearing from another tourist who saw the aftermath of the attack.
The mom was a hero. She jumped right into action.
Law enforcement sources telling ABC News the incident took place at the Atlantis Resort, as seen in this video posted to the resort's Facebook page.
That's how you do it. Kool-Aid style.
Doctors Hospital in the Bahamas saying in a statement the boy successfully underwent surgery before being airlifted back to the United States. Now, Bahamian lawmakers asking how safe these types of experiences really are. And we'll have much more on these types of shark excursions and how they're regulated coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
518, 36 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransGuide. Looking over at Loop 410 at Bandera Road, things are moving early this morning, and of course, not feeling as bad with 36 degrees. And looking at 151 at Loop 410, things are moving there as well. We're going to be checking in with RJ Marcus very soon.
Chances of a plane crash, 1 in 11 million. You're not going to finish this all tonight, right? Never waking up from anesthesia, 1 in 185,000. Validate your parking or just see how it goes? Why stress about the unlikely? Does a killer clown worry about being struck by lightning while winning the lottery? Sure don't. But your odds of falling victim to online crime are 1 in 4. You need Aura. You, your family, all protected from scary online stuff. Protect everything your family does online with Aura.
Oh, look, glorious Progresso soup. So delicious. Ooh, tender chicken. The anticipation is killing me. Just pour it in something already. Progresso soup. You simply must taste it. Try it with flaky Pillsbury crescents.
For over 50 years, Purina Cat Chow has been helping cats feel at home with trusted nutrition. No wonder it's the #1 dry cat food in America. Come home to Cat Chow.
Talking about the virtues of seat warmers.
Yeah.
Steering
you guys
wheel
mentioned the
warmers.
steering wheel warmer. Okay,
It comes in handy right now. Normally you don't think about it. But,
nice little perk for some folks.
Yeah.
You still may want to warm up the car this morning, though.
Yeah.
It's still
Absolutely.
pretty
Yeah,
chilly.
definitely. Yeah. Still want to make sure that you got your engine running pretty good out there. And of course, and you want to stay safe on the roads. It's not, freezing temps, so that's good. But, we are still seeing some cold weather out there. So taking a look right now, TransGuide, we're looking at 410 Cherry Ridge, a couple of different things that we've seen kind of pop up throughout the morning hours. Take a look there at 410 at Bandera. Traffic moving pretty good in those directions there. Want to see if this is actually still out there. Let's see. We had this incident there. There we go. 35 southbound at Space Center. So we had an incident there where we had a stalled vehicle. You could see that emergency crews have actually cleared this scene, but they have the flares up there. It takes about 25 to 30 minutes to get those flares fully out. So we are seeing a little bit of delays there in that area. And actually, this is the area we're talking about. So a little bit north of FM 78, this is going to be southbound 35. So chances are if you are going to head out there next 20, 30 minutes or so, you're not going to see those flares. And hopefully we don't get any more problems out there for our drivers. But we do have a stalled vehicles that's still on the westbound lanes of I-10 at De Zavala Road, not causing any major delays at the moment, but still something for our drivers on the northwest side to kind of keep in mind. A couple of other things, we have cleared out that one crash that we saw earlier at I-10 eastbound at Medical Drive, so we're all good there. And for the most part, everything else seems to be moving pretty smooth out there. Mike, you mentioned you definitely want to still kind of warm up the car this morning, but at least, you know what, I didn't feel the stinging pain of cold when I walked out.
Good way to describe it. Yes, not that stinging pain. Now, we do still have some pretty chilly temperatures. We're going to show you that in a moment. First of all, wow, the sunrise yesterday was spectacular. That's what we can expect this morning. Got a lot of clear skies out there, and you can just see how dry the air is. But there is a lot more moisture compared to this time yesterday. Now, we still have temperatures that are well below normal, still some freezing readings around the area, and then some wind chills. So a little bit of a sting here, I guess you could say, in Honda with a wind chill of 1827 in Rio Medina, but nowhere near what we've had the past couple of days. One more day, though, of really cold stuff. More on that in a moment. Dew point temperatures, the kind of amount of moisture in the atmosphere. Obviously, it's very dry out there, but these numbers have come up. 15, look at that, 30 degrees compared to this time yesterday. So well off to the east, you may want to be on the lookout for just a patch or two of fog. Now, here's what's going to be happening throughout the day. We'll continue to get some of this humidity around here, and we're going to have some warm temperatures, so it's going to be a really pleasant day, clear skies. Now watch what happens tonight overnight. Winds shift around, and here comes more dry air coming on in here, and we're going to see these dew points not as low as what we had the past couple of days, but still very, very dry air. That sets us up for the really cold morning on Saturday morning. This morning, we will stay right around mid-30s here in town. Obviously, some freezing readings off to the west. And then look at that, 60 by noon, and we are going to be up to 70 degrees later on today. So just about doubling our temperature. We're going to gain 35, close to 40 degrees across the board. Let's jump ahead to Sunday. So we do have a couple of showers that are going to be working their way on in here. Sunday afternoon, overnight, and even some potentially heavier downpours in the overnight hours Sunday into Monday. So get ready for a wet commute on Monday. And even though there'll be a little bit of a lull in the action then, rain chances come back in here Tuesday and for most of the week next week. And here's what we have as far as the rainfall potential. The majority of the rain well off to the east, but I mean, when it's all said and done, and this goes through the next 7 days, and this would be even past Tuesday here, but I mean, we're looking at 2-3 inches potentially as far as rainfall totals. So this, I'm really encouraged about this forecast for next week for rain chances. We've got the front moving through tonight, 70, and then that's it as far as the really warm temperatures. 49 tomorrow, cold start, some freezes here and there, and then a hard freeze on Saturday. Freezing Sunday morning, but that's before any of this rain gets in here. So we're not going to have to worry about that. As a matter of fact, the rain kind of comes in from the south where there's going to be some warmer temperatures. So the two will not meet up. 42. Grilled cheese and soup day on Sunday, as a matter of fact, throughout the rest of the week. But look at this, temperatures pretty mild, averaging 60, not moving all that much. And these rain chances, not constantly, not everywhere, but it looks nice for next week. Whole lot more coming up after this.
In today's Tech Bites, Samsung's newly unveiled Galaxy S24 series. The phone is packed with new AI tools, including foreign language interpretation, and the high-end Ultra model comes with a titanium frame. The starting price jumped to $1,300. LinkedIn has new features to streamline job searches. Job collections will sort opportunities in relevant categories. Preferences lets people set choices like minimum pay and location. And the feature I'm Interested allows users to effectively leave their resume with a company without actually applying. Finally, Google has introduced a Circle to Search, in which Android users can search for anything simply by circling it on the screen. But you can also squiggle on something to learn more about it. Circle to Search launches at the end of the month on the new Galaxy smartphones. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but if you think about it, it is pointless. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
529, 36 degrees.
And the cold we got this week had many people worried about the state power grid. Ahead on GMSA at 6, why the CEO of ERCOT says they can handle the cold now.
Back to late breaking news. It seems a traffic stop did not go as anyone planned. Officers shot and killed a driver early this morning who they say was armed with a gun.
Katrina Weber is live at the intersection of East South Cross and Mission Road where it all happened. And Katrina, what have you learned about the man who was killed?
Well, so far, we only know what the police chief has told us. He described that man who was killed as being 40 years old. He says he also is someone who had a long, violent criminal history and was currently on probation. Now, this area looks a lot different from how it did just a few hours ago, as you'll see in the video. This happened about 2 o'clock this morning. According to Police Chief William McManus, 2 officers were involved in a traffic stop. They had pulled over a driver, tried to get him out of the car. It turned into a struggle where police noticed that the man, they say, had a gun in his hand. Now, the chief says one of the officers fired his weapon, shooting the man who was in the car. That man was rushed to a hospital but died of his wounds. The chief says all of this information is preliminary, that a full investigation will be done. He says the officer who fired his gun is a 3-year veteran of the department. And again, he says all of this information preliminary, depending on what comes of their investigation. Reporting live on the south side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Trina, thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, the 18th.
Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. I'm already in a better mood seeing it's 36 degrees instead of 16.
But as you saw, Katrina is still bundled up out there, still bundled up because we are chilly, but it's not anywhere near as widespread cold as what we had the past couple of mornings. Now, we still have somewhat of a wind chill in places. We've got clear skies out there, and I'll tell you one thing, it is going to be a beautiful sunrise this morning. Trying to keep an eye, I think right there is the planet Venus. And like I said, clear skies, 35 degrees, dew points at 25. Now, you know, 60 is always that magic number or that threshold number we talk about. So dry air, but relative to that number, the humidity has really come up. And that's why we're just going to have to kind of keep an eye out for a patch or two of fog. Obviously, visibility is very good everywhere, but notice by College Station around Houston, it's down somewhat. So just keep an eye out, especially off to the east as some of this extra humidity comes on in here and temperatures drop another couple of degrees. Mountain Cedar is moderate from yesterday's count. Mold is on the low side. And throughout the day, 60 at noon, 70 high temperature. So we are just going to see temperatures skyrocket today. We're basically going to be doubling our current reading. Everybody across the board is going to be going up a good 35, 40 degrees or so. So you'll be able to take your jacket off today. It is going to be very pleasant, and that southwesterly wind out there. Don't put your jacket away, however, because you will definitely need it again tomorrow morning and throughout the day, because this is going to be just a one and done. We've got another front moving through tonight, and that's going to cool us down. Another pretty good freeze, hard freeze coming up Saturday. Then we're going to talk about rain chances. This is a very encouraging long-range forecast. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, what's going on, sir?
All right, Mike, things looking pretty good out there if you are about to head out on your Thursday morning. It definitely feels like it's been a long week here. So taking a look, 35 at Space Center, we see that we've cleared out that stalled vehicle. So that's good news out there. For Texas Talk Crews managed to get that out of the way pretty quick. One more quick shot here, 37 Alamo Dome, Tower of the Americas, looking great behind me right there. And let's see if we get one more. I-10 Probant, you see traffic moving pretty smooth in that area. One thing we are kind of keeping an eye on is 35 southbound at Loop 410. So we had that issue a little bit further south of Space Center in 35. This is north, closer to Austin Highway. And this is going to maybe be affecting our drivers coming in from 1604 area, coming down south to 35 and that Loop 410. So I'm checking with TransGuide to see what exactly is going on out there. So we give you an update here in just a little bit. So we're still dealing with this stalled vehicle out there, westbound I-10 at Days of Olive Road. But again, you can see from our maps not causing any major issues at the moment. So everything else is looking pretty good. Coming up, we're going to be talking about gas prices, because with that freeze, maybe seeing a little bit of a change in the gas prices that you are going to head out to, if you were heading out to the pump. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
RJ, thank you very much. Happening later this morning, the state expected to rest its case in the trial against Hilson Avila Rodriguez. He's on trial for the double murder of Nicholas Milanovich and Julia Wright back in 2018. Now retired from SAPD, Mark Duke was the lead detective on the case. He took the stand yesterday. He says a crowbar was found outside the home and says it could have been used to break into the victim's apartment. He says there was also drug paraphernalia found inside. However, some key pieces of evidence were not seen in the apartment by Duke or detectives.
Was any methadone found in the apartment?
No.
Was a lockbox found in the apartment?
No.
The methadone bottle and lockbox found at Avila Rodriguez's ex's house were both given to police when the investigation began. The trial is expected to start up again around 10 o'clock this morning. We'll be live streaming on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, and KSAT YouTube channel. New overnight, Pakistan's Air Force launched retaliatory airstrikes in Iran, allegedly targeting militant positions. The attack early this morning killed at least 9 people and further raised tensions between the neighboring nations. The strikes follow Iran's attack Tuesday on Pakistani soil that killed 2 children. The attacks also raised the threat of violence spreading in the Middle East, unsettled by Israel's war with Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Well, it's become fairly regular for Congress to get down to the wire when it comes to the United States budget.
Right now, parts of the government are set to shut down when tomorrow ends. As CNN's Amy Kiley reports, the difference this time is that negotiations aren't just focused on spending.
You cannot do things with one party in a divided Congress.
Tomorrow is the last day of funding for segments of the federal government. That's unless lawmakers can prevent a partial government shutdown. It would affect military construction, veterans, transportation, the Energy Department, and more. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says his chamber should be able to vote on and pass a stopgap measure today. It would create new funding deadlines of March 1st and 8th. And it's partly the work of the House Speaker.
In spite of what people are saying on both sides, this is a better agreement than we had.
But the sticking point with funding the government right now isn't about funding the government.
Border, border, border. We have to secure our own border before we talk about doing anything else.
Senators are working on a bipartisan immigration deal.
There was also an openness to, in a bipartisan way, addressing the situation at the border.
The trouble is crafting a plan both Senate Democrats and hardline House Republicans can support by tomorrow night.
If the bill looks like some of the things that have been rumored, of course it's dead in the House because it wouldn't solve the problem.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
San Antonio Spurs in Boston last night, hoping to surprise the NBA best Boston Celtics. Early in the game, Jeremy Sohan throws the lob to Victor Wembanyama. He finishes off with the alley-oop and the jam. Some nights are better shooting than others. This time it was a great night for Boston. The team was on fire with three-pointers, and that was eventually the big difference maker. Celtics win it 117-98, shooting 10 of 16 from three-point range to start the game. Wemby and Tatum both led the way in scoring for their respective teams. Spurs next play the Charlotte Hornets coming up on Friday.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Well, if you haven't heard yet, despite another key playoff loss against the Packers, the Dallas Cowboys have decided they will retain head coach Mike McCarthy for the 2024 season. It seemed like McCarthy was as good as gone when the Cowboys were absolutely embarrassed by the Packers in their wild card playoff game last weekend. However, Jerry Jones says he's sticking with McCarthy, who has a great regular season track record, but just has one playoff win in his 4 seasons. Remember, Mr. McCarthy has 1 year left on his contract, so it looks like it is a win or go home situation for McCarthy regarding his job in Dallas.
Yes, and a lot of fans watching closely.
Definitely. 541, 36 degrees.
Up next, we are checking on a pet that needs a warm new home from the San Antonio Humane Society.
And outside with live cam, yeah, your fur babies may need a little jacket or something out there for their early morning business. You're watching GMSA.
Okay, well.
Good morning.
There's what this one thinks about my forecast. Anyway, Kim's here from the San Antonio Humane Society. And who's Mr. Critic over here? Or Miss Critic, I should say.
Miss Abby. Abby is a 2-month-old little terrier mix. Probably not going to be too big, way less than 40 pounds. Surprisingly, Abby's been at the shelter for about a week, which is unusual for a pup. She's just looking for her forever home. And lots of chew toys.
Yes, I was going to say, not Kim's fingers,
no,
but
not my fingers.
Chew toys because, little puppies,
definitely going to want to play. Yes, or your shoes will become chew toys, which you don't want that either.
So. And when they chew on things, that's kind of a stress reliever. So.
It is a stress reliever. So it's something that keeps their mind going, keeps their brain in act. But sometimes you might want them to chew on shoes, like me. And then I tell my husband, I just need new shoes.
It's a whole different show. Okay, what y'all got going on besides?
So we are in need of heated blankets and heating pads. Our surgery team uses them for our pups when they wake up, and we're running low. So you can go on our Amazon wish list, or you can drop off any old ones. You may have gotten some new ones at Christmas. Bring them by the shelter, 4800 Fredericksburg Road, and we'll take them.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we use them.
Again, the simplest way with that. But if you are maybe cleaning out and getting rid of old towels, old stuff like that, but like she said, the heated blankets and the heating pads. So drop them off over there. And if you'd like more information on the little critic over here that yawns when I get ready to talk, 4804 Fredericksburg Road, 226-7461, sahumane.org. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Oh, what a cutie.
Yeah, I saw Abby walking through the studio with that little jacket. It's adorable.
No, the puppy, not you, Mike.
You too.
Well, you.
This guy, 546, 36 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransGuide looking at I-37 at Jones Avenue. Yay, things are moving this morning. Also, I-35 at Space Center. We're going to be checking in with RJ Marcus very soon.
All right, 5:49 now on your Thursday morning, taking you outside, TransGuide traffic cameras, and good news, traffic moving pretty good throughout most parts of the city of San Antonio. Taking a look there behind me, 37 Loop 410, traffic moving pretty good to both directions there. 410 at Cherry Ridge, same situation there. We're going to take a look at our big map here, and we see that we had cleared out that one stalled vehicle that was reported on 410 at 35 there on the northeast side. So really, the only lingering thing we're seeing right now is still we have that stalled vehicle there, westbound lanes of I-10 at De Zavala Road. So we mentioned earlier, we were talking about gas prices, and of course with this weather that we've seen, that can definitely impact the refineries out there in the southeast part of the state, the Houston area. So we're looking at gas prices right now. Now, from a week ago, it is not. We have not seen a significant change. So we're looking at 267 here, San Antonio, across the state, 268, and 310 across the country. But when you look at a month ago, we do see a pretty good increase there, at least 23 cents, especially for our drivers around town. So this is something, guys, we're going to continue to monitor. If you want to head out, maybe fill up gas tank today, might be a good idea. It's not too cold. I know some people may be trying to avoid doing that out in freezing temps.
Yeah, I was
don't be stuck there pumping gas.
I was trying to avoid it. I was like, I still have some, but yesterday I was like, okay, I can't fight this anymore. So I was out there.
I had to fill up on Monday, and it was brutal.
Yeah.
It was.
So today will be a good day for it because we've got another front coming in here tonight. It's going to be windy, colder tomorrow, not brutal, but, and I was thinking about as far as, dripping faucets and everything outside, turn them off today, but you may want to turn them back on tomorrow night, just for another day. So, all right, here's what it looks like. Take a look out at the moon. It is the waxing gibbous right there at the first quarter. It's going to be full a week from today. Absolutely beautiful picture. Thank you for that one, Oscar. And there's the planet Venus. Nice little spot. That's the brightest object in the sky after the moon, and then going to have a beautiful sunrise this morning. Yeah, we do have some pretty cold temperatures. Rio Medina 26, Hondo 25, 30 Castroville, but elsewhere not the widespread, really hard freeze. A bit of a breeze in places. So yeah, it does feel like 18 in Hondo, so still really chilly out there. 32 Bulverde is the wind chill, 28 there in Kerrville, and throughout the rest of today, a little bit of a wind chill. Obviously a bundle up morning, no getting around that, but across the board, it's going to be a huge warm up today. We'll already be up to 60 at noon. And then we top off later on today, getting up into the 70 degrees. So we are going to be good 7 degrees above normal. Gorgeous day. Yeah, good day to fill up the tank, check the air in your tires. We've been talking about that the past few days. The other day, it was like 3, 4, 5 pounds low on my tires. So yeah, just keep in mind with that. And like I said, that's coming up again for Saturday morning, a real hard freeze. Here's what's going on, upper level steering winds. Remember, we had that huge mass of cold air down here. That's retreated into Canada. And now, yeah, we get another little bit of a front, but notice how it's not this blast of cold air coming in here from Canada. Just a quick shot of that cold air. But that will it'll kind of hang around a little bit. We're not going to see 70, I should say. We'll be closer down to normal once we get into next week. What's going to be happening, though, as we get into Sunday? Notice this trough developing out here to the west. More of a southwesterly airflow aloft, and a low is going to be developing here. So by Sunday late, we start to see some moisture. As this low comes in here, the upper level flow from the southwest, but also it's going to pull in a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. And so that's why we'll start to see the showers late Sunday, better chance of rain Monday. And then this thing really doesn't go anywhere throughout most of the week next week, which is keeping us in a wet pattern throughout most of the week next week. It doesn't mean it's going to be raining constantly or everywhere, but we've got rain chances not only in through Wednesday, but even long range. Some of the computer models have us with rain through next weekend. Again, that rain chance around here, so that's going to be fantastic. Again, today, 70, front comes through. Cold tomorrow morning, only upper 40s, mid 40s Saturday, really cold start, low 40s Sunday. That rain comes in here after that freezing start on Sunday. We're not going to have to worry about that, but a couple of showers just late in the day, and then those better rain chances going through next week. So, boy, let's keep our fingers crossed for that. Stick around, got a whole lot more coming up.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we've got more weather to talk about. Dozens of people have been killed in just the cold and ice and snow this week. Unfortunately, we've got more where that came from, including some lake effect snow warnings you'll want to hear about. Also this morning, Princess Kate hospitalized for up to 2 weeks after abdominal surgery. What we're learning this morning about the future queen. You'll see that and so much more on GMA.
Nearly 2 years after the horrific shooting at Robb Elementary, the U.S. Justice Department is done with its law enforcement report. What we can expect to learn about what went wrong in Uvalde almost 2 years ago. That's straight ahead. And up next, Katrina Weber still live at the scene of an overnight shooting involving San Antonio police. That's coming up in just moments. And a quick look at TransGuide as we go to commercial break. 37 at 410. So far, so good on the roads, but we know that can change in a matter of minutes.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It's Thursday, January 18th.
Thank you for starting your morning with us.
We start with San Antonio police saying an officer pulled his weapon and shot a man who also had a gun in his hand.
Well, it happened during a traffic stop early this morning near East South Cross and Mission Road. Katrina Weber is there live.
Katrina, how did the situation take that deadly turn?
Well, that is what investigators are going to try to sort out. Now, although they have left this area, they're still working on this case. Right now, though, what we know is that Chief McManus tells us that things went wrong after that driver refused to cooperate with the officers who stopped him. Immediately after the shooting, police had this whole intersection at East South Cross and Mission Road shut down. Chief McManus told us that there were 2 officers involved in the traffic stop around 2 this morning. He says the 40-year-old man in the car put up a struggle when they tried to get him out. The chief says at some point the officers noticed he had a gun in his hand, and that's when one of them shot him. That man died at a hospital. Now, Chief McManus described him as being, again, 40 years old, someone who he says had a long violent criminal history and was on probation at the time. Right now, we don't know his name. Reporting live on the South Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you.
And this morning we're at 36 degrees, so it feels like a walk in the park compared to earlier this week.
100%. Mike Osterhage joins us now with more on our Thursday forecast.
Okay, do the math. Yesterday we got down to 18.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is double of what it was. Still obviously cold out there this morning, but the nice thing is, after a jacket, you won't need it by this afternoon. Don't get used to that, however, because that's only going to be a one day thing. Here we are looking off to the east. You can see a plane took off there, and there's the planet Venus. Going to be a spectacular sunrise this morning. 36 in town, 38 Valverde, and we do have some freezing temperatures over in Medina County. And notice, though, it's just above your backyard, maybe at freezing, right around, say, Comfort or so. 36 there in Bernie and 35 at Kerrville. Stinson is also just below freezing, but again, nowhere near as frigid as the past couple of days. Bundled the kids up, however. A little bit of a breeze and doesn't take much with these temperatures, so it feels like 19 right now in Hondo. Windy. It's going to be the call tomorrow. It's going to be really windy in the morning, just kind of to plan ahead a little bit. Mountain cedar is on the moderate side, did go up yesterday, and mold is low. The updated count's going to come out later on this morning. We're going to make it up to 60 today at noon, 70 high temperature. So we're going to be 7 degrees above normal after a below normal start. Obviously warming up across the board about 35 to 40 degrees. But like I said, don't get used to that because we have another front moving through here tonight. Not real cold tomorrow. I'm cold, but very windy. Staying chilly throughout the day. Hard freeze Saturday. Then Sunday, it's looking promising long range as far as rain chances. All those details coming up in just a couple of minutes. RJ Marquez, Traffic Authority. What's going on, sir?
All right, Mike. Yeah, things looking pretty good out there. Obviously getting up and about right now, headed to work, maybe getting the kids ready for school. Keep in mind, San Antonio ISD, no school for them, so maybe a little bit lighter traffic in some areas. We're looking at Loop 410 at Bandera. We have traffic moving pretty smooth in both directions there. See, we get one more here. 151 and Loop 410 traffic moving pretty well there right now. So no major incidents on any of our major highways. This just popped up on the San Antonio Fire Department page. Looks like we have a crash at Commerce at Callahan. So right there, right off of 151 on the west side. Again, not on the major highway, but still two pretty important streets that a lot of people in that area use, Commerce and Callahan. Try and get a little bit more details on that here in just a bit. So outbound traffic, If you are headed out to any of our surrounding areas, you see things looking pretty good out there. We're looking at 25 minutes to head out to Bernie, 27 if you are headed up 35 to New Braunfels, and one quick look here inbound. Lavernia is the only kind of major, any sort of significant holdup, I guess. If you are coming in from Lavernia right now, it's going to take you about 40 minutes to get into downtown San Antonio. But for the most part, guys, everything looking pretty good on our major highways. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Students at all 98 SAISD schools will not have class until at least Monday. The district reporting that most of those schools had heating issues caused by human error and equipment issues. The district says that it needs to close every school to do repairs and check the campuses. Superintendent Dr. Jaime Aquino says all the schools were checked on Monday when students were out and everything then was working. However, not all of their boilers were properly programmed to run around the clock, and that led to major issues like boiler pipes breaking. Other systems simply didn't work correctly.
The ownership is on me, and I take full responsibility. Too many of our students and staff across SAISD were in unfavorable conditions today, and that will not continue, and it is unacceptable.
And some parents that our crews talked with yesterday are happy students and staff will not be in the cold. However, some are scrambling to find childcare. Now, Lakey ISD has also canceled classes for today due to water issues. You can scan that QR code on your screen right now to stay up to date with the latest school closures and delays.
New this morning, an arrest has been made in a murder case we've been following. We first told you about it last month here on GMSA. Here's a look at the man now facing charges, 29-year-old Joseph Melgar Hernandez. Here's video from when all this happened back on December 20th of last year. According to an arrest affidavit, he's accused of shooting and killing another man who was found near Highway 151 and Loop 410. Now, police initially thought he'd been in a crash, but later they realized the victim had been shot.
The family of a 13-year-old who was shot and killed by a San Antonio police officer is now filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the officer and the city. The shooting happened in June of 2022 after police say Andre AJ Hernandez rammed a stolen car into a police unit on Warcloud Street. Now, Chief William McManus at the time said that Officer Steven Ramos feared for another officer's life and shot Hernandez. A grand jury did not indict Officer Ramos for the shooting. The lawsuit states Hernandez's vehicle was completely boxed in and he was shot before he had a chance to comply with commands.
This lawsuit is my voice to the city of San Antonio. It is not okay to shoot and kill my son because he was running scared.
The lawsuit also claims that the officer used excessive force and violated Hernandez's Fourth Amendment rights. The family is seeking damages and is requesting a jury trial.
This week, Texas authorities are starting to arrest adult migrants at a public park over in Eagle Pass. Texas DPS posted video of some arrests last night. Lieutenant Chris Olivares says these are the first migrant arrests at the park since state took custody and control of the area about a week ago. The migrants are being charged with criminal trespassing. Olivares says migrant families and children are being handed over to the U.S. Border Patrol.
In your morning headlines, Congress is working to prevent a government shutdown before the end of the week. It would affect military, construction, veterans, transportation, and the Energy Department. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says his chamber should be able to vote on and pass a stopgap measure for funding today. However, House Republicans want to address immigration first.
In other news, witnesses now describing the terrifying moments after a boy from Maryland was attacked by a shark at a popular resort in the Bahamas. The boy was bitten on his leg during a shark tanking experience at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort. Witnesses describe seeing a lot of blood and the boy's mother springing into action to try to stop the bleeding. The owners of the excursion say they're, quote, deeply saddened by the attack and have started an investigation.
Extreme weather nationwide is being blamed for at least 31 deaths. Now, temperatures in some states are 35 degrees below average, with record electricity and natural gas demand from Texas to Tennessee. Today, more cities are bracing for a second round of snow from the Midwest to the Mid-South. New York City is also expecting 1 to 3 inches of snow tomorrow.
Time now 6:08, 36 degrees.
Still to come, this week's cold had many people worried about the state power grid. why the CEO of ERCOT says they can handle cold now and how things changed from 2021.
And after the break, the pandemic exposed the mental health crisis that often exists in schools with counselors overloaded. We'll look at the digital outlet that parents and students are calling a game changer.
Looking out there with live cam, if you're just waking up right now, yay, it's only 36 degrees right now. What a change, but still cold, so bundle up. We'll be right back.